This week on Music Worth Buying, we're going to be hearing new music from the James Hunter 6, Hold On.
And the latest album from Elton John, Wonderful Crazy Night.
Hello everybody and welcome to Music Worth Buying. My name is Robert Kinsler and I am a music writer and a musician.
And my name is TJR and I am a musician and a music writer.
Indeed you are.
Thank you.
And this week
I'm glad somebody thinks so.
You definitely are.
Okay.
And this week I'm going to kick things off with the latest album from the James Hunter 6, and it's called Hold On. Now, James Hunter is a British singer-songwriter and great guitar player, and like Vintage Trouble and some of the other bands, he's kind of able to mine the past in the area of gospel and soul and R&B and kind of funk and bring that into the contemporary, to our ears today, and it still sounds really good. And I just love this album. I mean, there's a lot of energy. There's, he does ballads, he does up-tempo stuff, and there's just a real infectious quality. And he's able to deliver what he does live, kind of like Vintage Trouble, and also translate that, to albums, whether it's CD or digital or whatever. Okay. So what I thought we'd do with Hold On is let's listen to a little bit of the first song on the album, and this is called If That Don't Tell You. And let's hear a little bit of that and talk about it.
Right, cool.
Every time we meet, I'm falling at your feet, banging on your every word, smiling till it hurts. If that don't tell you that love, if you don't know the real, if that don't tell you that I love, heaven only knows what will.
When you said taking these elements and moving it into the modern age, I was expecting something more modern sounding. And I noticed here, if I can hold this up, this album here is on the same label, as you can see here by this section right here, the same label as Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings.
Yeah.
This is Daptone Records.
Yeah.
And this, to me, there was a collection that you reviewed called Rare Groove and Soul.
Right, exactly.
On the blog page.
Right.
Just a text review. And I would have thought that this song, blindly hearing it, I would have thought this came off that collection.
Yeah.
I was listening to some, just like Sharon Jones and Dap Kings.
And
I'm hearing something vintage. I don't feel this is modern at all.
Yeah.
That being said, it's very good.
Yeah, it's very good. And I think, and I follow you. Yeah, this is not R&B and soul and everything like with Joe Bonamassa a blues. It's not that radically different. But what I guess I'm saying is that it doesn't sound like the music strictly belongs in a museum. I think he sings with real authenticity and singing in a way that you feel the music today. But I guess you could say that like maybe the people that inspired him, like a Sam Cooke, like an Otis Redding. I think that you're going to put on Sam Cooke's great recordings and they're still going to touch you.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess in that way, yeah.
I'm not saying he's not authentic sounding. He sounds great and he does sound authentic. But this is just authentically retro in my
Exactly.
opinion.
Yeah, that's well said. Yeah, and I guess probably because I've seen him live and he puts on such a dynamic show, and you don't think like, oh, I've been transported back to the '50s. Maybe your ears kind of make that connection because obviously this is, it's rooted in these great artists in the past. There's no doubt about that. Like Sharon Jones is, or like Vintage Trouble is.
Yeah. When I play Sharon Jones to people who've never heard it, they think I'm playing some older recordings from the early '60s. And I feel the same way about this too as well. But that being said, it's very good.
Yeah, it is very good.
I'm not complaining here.
Yeah. And I think if you do like some of the artists we've been talking about, like a Vintage Trouble, like a Sharon Jones and the Dap Kings, you will like this. And this album called Hold On, it comes in a pretty sparse digipack package, but you'll see it is kind of cool. You take the CD out, and then you see the James Hunter 6 right there, their names listed, and a very cool, like I said, he's from England, and I think you'll kind of make that connection.
England.
Yeah, he's England.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's
I would not have thought that.
Yeah, exactly, and I think elsewhere, and maybe we can get that a little bit in the next track we play. I guess it'll depend on what we do, but he is a very good guitar player. I don't think guitar's necessarily associated with soul and R&B as far as a great lead player, but he is a great lead guitar player too.
I'll be curious to hear that.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what we should play next. Why don't we play it? We'll figure out what we're going to play, and then we'll come back and talk about it, and then we'll say the name of the song that we've just featured.
We will do that right now. So that song is called Satchel Foot, and that is an instrumental piece, in case you didn't
From
realize.
start to finish.
From start to finish, featuring some of the guitar work. Glad I got to hear that. And you're right, we don't think of guitar too much. He is a good guitar player.
Has a nice touch and very expressive. You know, he's not necessarily playing for speed, at least as evidenced here, but, you know, a really nice touch and a great interplay with the other members of his band, too.
You had mentioned, yes, because there's some great interplay between the guitar and the keyboard, trading off of the solos.
And one of the sax players, too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you had mentioned Booker T and the MGs while we were listening. You had mentioned that. And I had thought even a little bit of Junior Brown, you know, as far as the guitar.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, very cool. I am definitely interested to hear more. Just from those two pieces, I want to hear more, catch the whole, you know, breadth and range. But yeah, this is authentically retro. So if you like Sharon Jones, the Dap Kings, if you like that kind of stuff, you're going to like this too as well. And who wouldn't?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's just great music.
Yeah.
And it puts you in a great mood. You know, it's like, you know, music can be serious, and there's definitely a place for that. This is music that, you know, you just put it on and it makes you want to groove, and it's just great. It puts you in a great place.
Great. Yeah,
you know?
great album.
Now, who'd you bring in today?
I'm assuming it's a great album.
Oh,
the two songs at
definitely.
least.
Well,
the two songs at least sell me right now so
Yeah.
far. So I'll hear the whole thing.
Yeah, and my printed review of the album too, I think is on the Music Worth Buying website too.
Yeah, okay. So I have, of course, the latest album by Elton John. This is his, and hopefully I'm right about this, 33rd studio album entitled Wonderful Crazy Night. Wrap your brain around that, 33 studio albums.
That's incredible. Yeah.
Now, I'm going to tell you something here. I am recommending this album with a few reservations. Elton John, of course, is the reason I became a musician. You know, I've always said it's Elton's world, we just live in it. You know, this is not his best album ever, in my opinion. I think it's a solid, good, competent album. I can only recommend it, though, to the already converted. Those who are, you know, hardcore fans, who you know, like me, I have all the 70s albums. I have everything from 2000 forward, starting with songs from the West Coast. But only for the really hardcore fans who have a lot of who really invested in his catalog, do I recommend this album for. And it's a good album, don't get me wrong, but I do have some issues with it. Now, on the plus side, this album here is probably more fun-loving, more rocked out than anything he's done recently. The Diving Board was much more serious. So was The Union with him and Leon Russell.
Yeah, I love that album.
And so was Peachtree Road. You know, The Captain and the Kid, a little more upbeat. You know, this album he's being a lot less serious, and you can tell by the cover. You know, he's being a lot less.
I do
serious
like
in
the
this
cover a
album.
lot, and I'm looking forward to hearing some of what you brought in today. So,
but there are. Well, before I get too much into it, I'm going to play. There are songs here where sometimes the music, instrumental portions of the album, far overpower the vocal melody.
okay.
And there are moments when the lyrical aspects of the album overpower the rest of the song.
Really?
It's not like it's all consistently like, you know, melody, musical arrangement, vocal melody, lyrical, all of it really strong working together. And I have a few theories about that, and I'll talk about that in a moment.
Okay.
First, I'm going to play a song here that at first I wasn't that into until I read the lyrics. And I was really taken by the lyrics. Now I'm really liking the song. This song is, I'll talk more about it in a moment. This song is called I've Got Two Wings. And it is a song about a real-life preacher during the days of Jim Crow in the South, a black preacher who traveled around preaching, you know, mercy and forgiveness. He carried a Gibson electric guitar and an guitar amplifier and played while he preached, and he wore paper angel wings. He wore angel wings made out of paper, if you can picture this. And so I'm going to play a little bit of this here. It's called I've Got Two Wings, and here we go.
I was alive for the living, and I spoke of peace and love. With two wings in my old Gibson, I brought blessings from above. I was here and I was gone, just a heartbeat from the past. But I went from paper wings to the real thing at last.
Now that's my first time hearing anything off the album, and this song is called "I've Got Two Wings," and very impressed by it. I like his delivery, like his voice there. When I saw Elton John last time in concert, I noticed even though he was hitting the notes, it seemed sometimes he was almost like pushing. And there wasn't a lot of nuance in his delivery. Now I realize that was live. Maybe he was sick that day or something.
Maybe a bad night.
But he sounds great here, and I like what the song is saying. And you know, it's a very intimate performance too. Like you said, it's an upbeat song, but it sounds like he's very much connecting with it. But like I said, it definitely makes me want to hear this song and other songs on the album.
I'll admit I wasn't at first taken with the song, and in fact, this album does prove the point that you really do need to listen a couple times before you decide. Because at first I was not well taken with this album. I'll be totally honest. I was kind of like, I felt like a lot of it sounded very pedestrian.
Okay.
I put it away. I listened to it a couple times, felt this sounds really pedestrian. Put it away. I came back a couple days later, listened to it again, and heard it with whole new ears, and really thought, oh, I like this a lot more than I thought. And I'm really glad that I didn't review it prior to putting it away for a few days and coming back to it. I have no idea what happened to me. I have no idea. I've never experienced it before. Usually by the third listen, I know.
Yeah.
And
so you had given this three listens, and it wasn't connecting with
it wasn't.
you.
I was thinking, God, I thought, oh, the first two songs are pretty good. There's some good moments, but not enough really good songs. And I was kind of like, this is a pretty pedestrian album.
Yeah.
If I review it, I'm going to review it solo. I'm not going to bring it here with you.
Yeah.
But
the one thing I would say is, like with a song like this, and of course, I don't really typically like to do any kind of, you know, too much judgmental kind of criticism if I haven't heard something like three times. You know, the beginning of it, it's kind of almost like he's almost kind of like a spoken word delivery. I mean, he's singing it, but there's not a lot of dynamics till he gets to the chorus. And you're not, at least for me, I'm not necessarily used to that from Elton John. Maybe with the Bob Dylan or somebody, you're much more comfortable in that. But I do say, but I found it, you know, especially because of kind of the message he's trying to get across in the song. I thought it worked for me, but I'd like to hear it again. Yeah.
Now the song moves me a great deal. Once I sat down and looked at the lyrics a little more, now I feel like it better. I really like it a lot better. However, there's still a part of me that thinks, and maybe it's just the producer in me, thinks, I think I really would have liked to have heard this song with instead of the jangly upbeat guitar arrangement, a more stripped down with piano only arrangement, and then, you know, a nice, you know, reverb on the voice, and really hear these lyrics breathe a lot more emotionally. And for some reason, I keep wanting to hear the song that way, and maybe that's just me. I don't know. But it is a great track. There have been, and like I said, I am liking the album a lot more. If I compare this album to any of his classic albums, I'm going to compare it to one, Rock of the Westies, and two, Caribou.
Okay.
Where Elton John is more part of an ensemble on this album. He's playing piano on every song, but he's more content to sit back. And Davy Johnstone, longtime, you know, guitar player who was on all the classic albums, shines a lot on this album.
Oh, good.
And I've always been a fan of his guitar player, so
definitely.
I'm glad to hear him.
Fantastic player.
But Elton is more content to just sit back a little more piano-wise and be more part of the overall ensemble.
Interesting.
This, like I said, it is a more, I don't want to say like rocking like Rock of the Westies, which is much more rocking, not that rocking, but certainly a lot more rocking than he's done in a while, a lot more upbeat. I read that the songs came out of the band just getting together and playing and just the groove and the vibe they were feeling and jamming together. And you can feel that it is more of a band album. Than Elton on piano, and now let's put some instrumentation around him.
Well, great. Yeah.
In that respect, it's really good. But there are songs here where, and there's one I'm going to play for you right now, and I'm going to do something here. This song, I feel, the verse build-up is good. The chorus doesn't live up to it. The chorus does not live up to the verse, but the musical instrumentation between all the lyrics is pure audio bliss. And I mean pure audio bliss.
Perfect.
So I'm actually going to do something I've never done before. Normally I would play the chorus. You know, or rather when I edit this show and I put it together, I make sure you heard the chorus.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to play you some of the instrumental section of this song. You're going to get to hear lyrics, of course.
Perfect.
But for the audience, I'm sorry, I want you to hear some of this instrumental section because we can only play you, less than 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And so this song is called Claw Hammer. Here we go. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that was very mesmerizing. What I hear, it's almost like it's almost mining a little bit of Steely Dan territory or something.
Oh, yeah.
That instrumental section.
The instrumental section.
Yeah, the
yes.
instrumental section. Yeah, the song itself is great, but there's different parts and they all sound great. The chorus may well have been the least of my favorite things about the song. I like the verse leading up to it, love the instrumental section,
Yeah.
but the whole song works. I'm not saying I didn't like the chorus or anything, but it's great because a lot of times a chorus might be the only thing that really interests you in a song. This song has a lot going for it. Yeah,
It does, but to me, and like I said, I don't think it's a horrible chorus. To me, it's just kind of a average chorus.
you're right, exactly.
Pedestrian.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, I guess, is that it's a good chorus. There's nothing wrong with it. It's melodic and it's a little bit larger. You've reached the chorus, but it's the other things in the song that caught my interest. Yeah,
you've got there's that blue swampy guitar intro. Then it comes back for the first instrumental break. And then it comes back again for the last instrumental break, and each time it builds more on it. There's more instrumentation.
That final one was probably the best thing I heard in the whole song.
I think we'll play the final one, and I don't know. Maybe we will pause and let you hear the chorus so you can compare the two, because we have to do it. We can't play them together.
Right,
we can't do more than 30 seconds at a time.
What we could do is before we play that one, we totally got so talking about the Elton John album. I mean, the package is nice, but I'll let you talk about it since you brought it in.
It's this is basically a mini vinyl gatefold here. And
nice pictures though of Elton. He looks like he's having a good time and stuff too.
Yeah. It's like you said. This is more of a fun album.
Yeah, more fun.
And it comes with a booklet. The booklet is nice. I think the lyrics are a little hard to read compared to other albums I've looked at lately. But I'm glad that all the lyrics are there, including all the credits. And then further back there are more pictures of the rest of the band, everybody else involved. And it's a good package. One thing I will say though is, over the years, Bernie Taupin's lyrics have become more like poems than probably previously, and so I imagine it's maybe harder since he has to turn these into songs. It's harder for him to find where the chorus is, maybe what to turn into the chorus, and it's a lot denser word-wise than say when you go to the classic albums. It's a lot more dense lyrically.
Yeah.
A lot more is going on lyrically. So it's a lot for him to have to sing, and it's a lot harder to compact that into really what's the word I'm looking for? Catchy melodies. It's a lot hard. It's much. I feel like maybe it's a lot more work for Elton since he has to create the melodies to do that when it's lyric. Because sometimes I've occasionally tried to work with other songwriters, and when they give you like these big, long, gigantic, lots of words. And it's like, can we simplify that? It's a lot harder to sing, and we can say sometimes we can say more with less words, and sometimes it becomes awkward to try to get all those words out within the melody because you have to get so many words out.
Right?
Can we try to truncate that just a little bit here?
Yeah.
And so his lyrical writing has become more dense, I think, over the decades, and so. That's
interesting.
That's I think another aspect to how the music has changed. Since it's the two of them essentially. They are. Elton has always said, "Without Bernie, there'd be no Elton."
Yeah.
They are Elton John.
Yeah, they are Elton John.
For the two of them together.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, let's.
And you were going to play. You want to play a little bit of the chorus before
Let's play the chorus.
Yeah,
right
and then
now.
we'll come.
Here we go.
Then we'll come in and say
Then
goodbye.
we'll come back.
You're gonna need a claw hammer, oh my Lord, to bust on through, break down your walls, loosen your lips, slacken that door. It's gonna take a claw hammer, oh my Lord.
And there we go. There's the chorus. So we'd be curious to know what you thought. I'm curious to know what you thought, but comparing the two. And so anyways, though, we are going to wrap this show up. And thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. For those of you who are subscribers, we appreciate you very much. We thank you for sharing our show on your social media. And till next time, I'm TJR. You can check out my music at tjrmusic.com. And check out my anything else I do here on the channel or at my channel as well, which I invite you to join, youtube.com/TJRTheOriginal.
And my name is Robert Kinsler. And of course, you can read my work right here at musicworthbuying.com, at desertstarweekly.com, and musicnewsnashville.com.
Catch you later.
See you later, everybody.
Thanks. Bye.